if you're having roid rage, because you're a fucking asshole. It's like those people that drink. They drink, they become violent drunks. Some people drink and they become happy drunks. Steroids don't give you roid rage. That's you. You want to blame it on the steroids and stuff like that. Listen to my cat. He's having roid rage. G'day. Now I get asked a lot, what is the difference, Lee, between bodybuilding back in your time and now? Really, there shouldn't be any difference, should there? Because bodybuilding is bodybuilding. You eat a lot of food if you want to get big, you lift heavy weights, you train hard, you get your rest, you want to lose weight, get in condition, add a bit of cardio, monitor your food intake, eat cleaner food. And when you say, Lee, what's cleaner food? We all know, chicken breast, rice, the food that is shit. Well, it's not shit, it's good food, but, when it comes to taste, it tastes okay, but let's be real. Clean, healthy food. If you had a choice over a burger and a chicken breast, if you pick the chicken breast, you're an idiot. Generally, there's really no difference, but a big but was, I can honestly tell you, all the years I was pro and hung out with lots of pros, Paul to live with me, you'd eat lunch with pros, you'd go to contests with pros, you'd be backstage with all your fellow competitors. Not once did we discuss drugs, cycles. There might have been on a Get Big board or a bodybuilding.com board, maybe one subject about PED usage, but that was it. Now, fast forward 10, 15 years or so, that's all you cunts ever talk about. Now, I'm not saying all of you, but you look at message boards, wonder what cycle is on, wonder how much gear is on, trend this, trend that. When I look at the people who are writing this, generally half of them don't have the genetics. They don't have it up here, or they don't have the heart. They aren't willing to do what it takes. And when I say do what it takes, that doesn't mean take drugs. I mean, train fucking hard. Do you puke? Do you sick? Not go out. Like my whole life, I never went to nightclubs. I just eat, sleep, train, had a job, went to work until I got sponsors. Then I didn't have to work. I could have just had my sponsorship deals. Eat, sleep, train. If you want something, that's what you got to do. But now, young kids, they want it overnight. People think they can get big overnight, become a professional overnight. And sadly now, some do turn professional overnight because they made it so easy to turn pro. Before, there were so many top amateurs who could never be pro because there might have been just that one person better than them. And tough luck, that's the luck of the draw. Because look at all the pros now. Say you're a pro athlete in any sport, you should be able to make a living from that sport. You shouldn't have to work another job. You don't see any of the basketballers, baseballers, most other pro athletes aren't working a 9-to-5 job, making extra money, aren't training people on the side to make extra money. If you're a pro and you're competing at something, you should be able to sustain yourself and make a living from that. Yes, there's other side avenues you can take, but if you've got a job and there's a pro show on and you've got to pay your airfare, you've got to pay your hotel, everything. You stand on stage, you go home with a pat on the back. Really? You might as well stay amateur and just be a top amateur. And that's what used to happen. These guys couldn't be pros, so they would work harder. And that forced them to become better and better. And people say, oh, Lee, but what about these guys now? They wouldn't have had the opportunity. Tough luck. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who run fast and never get the opportunity to go to the Olympics because they're not quick. Does the Olympic Committee go, oh, wait a minute, let's dumb it down so the guys who are running 14 seconds can go? That'll be fair for them because they're fast but not good enough, but let's make them a class. And then we go back to the 212. What about the guys who can't make 212? Let's just say the most they can do is 185, 190. But they could be good bodybuilders. They could look great. They could have muscle mass, great conditioning. So why not give them an opportunity? Let's make a 190 pound class or a 195. Let's give them a chance to be a top pro. No. Things have changed where we've made it easier to turn pro. Drug cycles are more talked about than ever before, which to this day I still can't understand because I've said it hundreds of times till I'm blue in the face. Knowing what I take, what Ronnie took, knowing what Chris Bumstead, what anyone takes, how does that help you? You could take exactly what Ronnie took if you want to be a freaky bodybuilder and never look like Ronnie or me or Paul Dillette or anybody. If you want to do classic, you could get Chris Bumstead's exact cycle and what he eats. Never look like him. Why can't you just train hard? Oh, why is that? Because it takes years and years? You don't have years and years because you're impatient? Then get out of the sport. Bodybuilding isn't a sprint. It's a fucking lifelong thing if you want to be good at it, and it can take years. And I tell people, even if you are good and you start developing and you know you had the genetics for it, like I did when I was competing at 13 to 19, didn't take anything. But then they say, well, Elliot, why at 19 did you take something? I was almost 20, but I'd won everything. And now I was turning professional. And like I said, with my great genetics, if I'm going professional and the other people are on it, I got to go on it too to keep up. That's just the way it is. Why can't people now who train when they're in their teens, 16, 17, because young kids are getting on it all the time now because you're so impatient. Oh, my friends at the gym are on it, I want to get on it. Why not go as far as you can naturally? India, early 20s, mid-20s, and then try something. But no, I don't know what the rush is. That's the thing. It's like, because you see so many people who are taking drugs. We've all seen them taking large amounts. Are they going to be pro? No. Could they win a local show? No. I just wish there wasn't so much emphasis put on drugs. Like when I was growing up, we had the magazines. All you saw was training articles, hardcore training articles. You know, back then we'd been Tom Platz, Mike Mentzer, Dorian Yates, Eddie Robinson, like all these people. All they had was their training and then their off-season diet, their contest diet, and that's how you learnt. You'd be like, oh, that looks good, let me try that. No, it worked good, didn't work. Or maybe let me just move this around. You'd try different things. But the thing was, when you tried something, a training program or a diet, you'd actually stay on it for like 6 months or more. Now, you give someone a diet, you give them some training advice, and after 3 weeks, a month, oh, nothing's happening, I need to change it up. You don't need to change things up that quick. How about you go at least 4 or 5 months and see how you go? Yes, food-wise, you'll get a feeling within a month or two on how different foods affect you. High fats, high protein, low carbs, high carbs. Once in a while, there might have been a drug article. I mean, very rarely might have been something about steroids, but it wasn't like it is now. And now we have the internet. We had, like I said, a couple of message boards back then, but now it's just so rampant with drug use, and like not drug use as in per se, but talking about it, where it's like you're putting the cart before the horse. It's like, I know people taking drugs before they even join a gym, before they even lift the weight. I got to get on the gear. Why? And then comes into the roid rage. Someone asked me the other day, how do I control my anger? I'm like, why do you have anger? If roid rage was real, I've said it before, every gym would be a UFC match. The amount of guys on gear in the gym, everyone would be fighting if you had roid rage. And I say it again. If you're having roid rage because you're a fucking asshole, it's like those people that drink. They drink, they become violent drunks. Some people drink and they become happy drunks. Some people drink and they just want to go to sleep. Steroids don't give you roid rage. That's you. You want to blame it on the steroids and stuff like that. Listen to my cat. He's having roid rage because I got the door shut. He loves coming in. Every time I do a podcast now, he generally comes in and falls asleep on my lap. So when I lock him out, he's not happy. Back then, we trained hard. And the thing was, like, guys train hard now, don't get me wrong, but there was none of this any more than 40 minutes or overtraining. You know, Mensa come out with that book with Dorian. I saw Dorian train. When he was with Mensa, yes, he trained that way. When I saw him train by himself, he did a lot more than those one sets and stuff like that. I used to train 2 hours in the morning, hour of cardio, an hour and a half at night training again, another hour of cardio. Leading up to a show, 2 to 3 hours of cardio and training twice a day. Or they train for an hour. Some don't do cardio. I don't get it. And then what do you do for it a day? Nothing. You just sit around. You're getting lazier and lazier. Back then, look at all the shows that so many pros did. Most pros did a minimum of 3 or 4 shows a year. My top number was 11 shows one year. But now you got these young guys doing 1 or 2. If that, some just do 1. How can you learn anything from doing 1 show? The only way you can learn your body is to keep doing shows, improving. Do a contest, train a certain way, take certain things. If it didn't work and there's a show in a couple of weeks, change it up a bit. Mentally, it just wears you down. The whole mind game of, do I look good? Yes, I look good today. I look shit the next day, when truthfully, you look exactly the same, but in your mind, your head's just playing tricks on you. So the main differences now is more people now are using way more gurus than ever before. Look how many pros are out there now using gurus, and if something doesn't work out, they change. How many times do we see it now on podcasts or Instagram? Someone's got a new coach. He has that coach for a show. Things don't go well. Such and such has a new coach again. It's like, work it out for yourself, people. Only you. You are in control of you. You're the one that's got to train. You're the one that's got to diet. You're the one that's got to put whatever into your body. The gurus don't know. You do. And you learn that by taking notes. Experimenting with foods. Experimenting with training. Hey, the wheel hasn't been broken. There's no need to reinvent it. Training is so basic. So why try and overcomplicate it? When I read and I see these things that people are doing, you're making it way harder than it has to be. All I can say is be patient. March to the beat of your own drum. Do what's right for you. Yeah, there's going to be people around you taking drugs and doing whatever, trying to say you should do it. Don't listen to them. Do what you know is right. Just train hard. Train and max out your natural potential before you even think of doing that. And even if you're thinking of doing that, make sure it's like because you're competing and you want to go into that as a career or something. Don't just do it because I want to look good at the beach. You can get a good beach body without drugs, just dieting and training hard, doing cardio. So, okay, if you end up taking gear and you're taking 200 milligrams a week or something, or 300, and you get good results, don't go, oh, such and such is taking 6, I should try that. Why? There's no need to up your dosage if you're getting good results. And even if you're not getting good results, maybe upping your dosage, I've seen a lot of time, doesn't help. You're just wasting money and probably doing more damage internally. So just ignore all the bullshit. And you know what the bullshit is out there. We see it all the time. So focus on you. Be the best you can be. And that's all you can do. Don't be like, I want to be like him. Train and be that good that people want to be like you. And you're never going to do that when you compare yourself to other people, because no matter how good you are, someone you'll always find better. Even if they're not, in your mind you'll think they are. So until next time, train hard, train smart, and lower the dosage. You know I'm talking to you because you're taking lots of gear. Lower it. And I want people to lower the dosage and then get back to me and tell me, guess what, Luke, I made the same results, because you will. It's like more is not better, okay? Remember that. Unless it's chocolate or something. Even then it's not, because I can have a little bit of chocolate, then I have more. I get a little bit of ice cream, then I have more, and you're like, you know what I'm talking about, don't you? You're like, I'm comfortable, I'll have more, or now I feel sick. See? More is not better. So until next time, take care.